Hello, this is Jamie Meggich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this little, a whole bunch of these little, I'll just show you. They're 1¼ inch boxes to make an advent calendar, and then I'm going to make a little tray to set them in. I've already made most of them. I'm just going to show you how I made them. Okay, so I'm going to start with a 4¼ by 5½ inch sheet of paper. It could be cardstock. This happens to be a holiday pack that I've had in my stash since 2013, and I wanted to use it up. So I pulled out 25 sheets of it, cut it to 5½ by 4¼ Okay, and then I'm going to start on this side. We're going to score it at, let's go ahead and start on the long side. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. We're going to score it at 1 3/4, 3, 4¼ Okay, then we're going to turn it so that this little 1/2 inch side is at the top. Turn this. We're going to score it at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 3 3/4. Okay, so we're done with the scoring board. Well, for now. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a template so you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but there's 2 1/2 inch sides. Okay, so we're going to trim off this bottom corner here. I'm going to kind of make a little bit of a divot in there. Okay, we're going to cut off these 2 here. And again, I'm going to wedge it a little bit. Bless you. And we're going to cut off these 3 here. And you want to cut inside of that score line, so cut the score line completely off. Cut this one. Okay, now this one, we're not going to wedge it quite as far. We are going to put a little wedge, but you don't want to wedge it too far because then your box won't stay closed. Okay, and then on each one of these 6 score lines, we're going to cut up to that score line. On the other side as well. Okay. Now, there's the long one with the tab. This one here, we're going to fold it over. We're going to bring in a circle punch. This is a 1/2 inch. I'm going to make a little wedge there. Okay. Let's go in and burnish all of these score lines. So we get nice crisp edges on our boxes. It might have been easier to do it before we cut them, but this is a thinner paper, so it's not as important, but it does help. Okay. I'm going to glue both of these at the same time. And this flap here, that we cut the circle out, wedge out of. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We're going to put some glue here. So we're going to glue this flap down. Rub it a little because the friction causes the glue to warm and makes it stick faster. Okay, and we're going to fold this one over. I'm going to put glue here on this tab. And we're going to fold this one over right on top of it. Okay, so that's your basic box. Make sure that's lined up there. Okay, so this tab, this is going to be the front, the flap of the box. This is the front. So we want this one to fold in last. So we're going to fold in this one. We're going to put glue on the other three of these. This is the bottom. Fold in 1, 2, 3, turn the box over. Take the glue bottle, set it down in there. It's perfect to push in there. Then we have our little box. I do need to trim this up just a little bit. I like to trim this score line out so that it actually fits a little bit better. Okay, and this gets put right into the box. Come on. Of course, because I'm on camera, it won't go in. There we go. Now to decorate it, there's this page that was in there. There was 2 of them. And with the same 1/2-inch circle punch, I punched out all the numbers. And with the 3/4 inch circle punch, I punched out from some scraps some 1/2-inch with the colors that coordinated. And I just glued them together, so glue one of those on the top. And then I just researched online for Bible verses for an Advent calendar. And I don't have a printer that's working right now, so I just wrote them out, cut them into little strips. And I'm going to put those inside my box. Whoops. So I have one Bible verse for every day. Alright, let me glue this one real fast. This box I actually cut out all the score lines. You see how, you'll see it goes together much neater. Okay, so this one goes in last. Turn it over. I've got a little Bible verse over here for this one as well. This one I didn't trim these corners, so let's trim those corners. All right. There we go. Well, it's not cooperating. Now let's make a box to put them in. Bring back in my scoring board. This paper is 11 by 11. I'm going to score it 1 inch and 2 inches all the way around. Now I'm going to take this corner off on all 4 corners. Actually need to take all 3 of these off. Make sure I'm in the camera. Zoom it back out a little bit. So I'm taking those 3 corners off. One more corner. Okay, then pick a side and we're going to cut up one side of this tab. Flip it around opposite. Do the same thing on the other side. Oops, I missed to cut this one off. Okay, now let's burnish these folds. This paper doesn't like this very much. And on these tabs, we're going to trim these just a little bit. Alright. Got these little tabs. Tabs, both sides. Okay, one more fold. No, it's not straight. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to lift this up. We're going to glue this tab to this side on both Put a little glue on those tabs. Line up those corners. Oops, help if it's stuck. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Forgot to burnish those tabs. One more. Okay. Now we're going to put glue. Well, this tab didn't stay stuck. But we're going to put glue on the inside of these tabs, these flaps, and fold them inside. So, one at a time. I'm going to start with the opposite edges. Cover up those tabs and help hold them in place. I don't know if you can see this. Put a little glue in there. Fold this in on itself. And do the same thing on the other two sides. One more. See if we can get it nice and smooth and straight. A little bit of ring in our boxes. They're just going to fit in there. So we have 5 rows of 5. Here's the one we made together. There we go. There's a nice little advent calendar. Well, thanks for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.